I cannot stand bees, hornets. I can't stand insects. Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
I heard this hack. I don't know if it works because I've never tried it, but I heard of this hack when it comes to hornets and bees and stuff like that. If you take a cotton ball, I think that's what it was, a cotton ball, and you soak it in peppermint oil, and then you put it in areas where they usually will go. They're supposed to not nest there.
We have nests all over our front porch.
Do you really?
Constantly.
Cotton balls with peppermint.
Balls with peppermint
Yeah.
oil. I have peppermint oil at the house.
Why does that not shock me?
I know what I'm doing this afternoon. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness. And I know that bees are good for the environment. I know we have to have them absolutely 100%. I just don't want them in my space.
Well, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, if you get stung, if you're allergic, you don't want that to happen, especially hornets. They can be really mean.
They're aggressive.
Very, very aggressive.
You see their little butt going tick, 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 because they want to sting you.
Okay. I did not need that visual, but thank you for it. Scott has a hack for these, too.
Yeah, I have carpenter bees. I have a problem with those, but I did see one hornet in my backyard when I was out tooling around the other day. But I do have something for you. Here's a hack. Just stay away from them. Just stay away.
This is Susan along with us at 800-447-7234.
So I've got a hack for hornets and bees and stuff. If you have hummingbird feeders, if you put a fixed vapor rub around the bottom of the bird feeders, the hornets and the bees will stay away, but it doesn't bother the hummingbirds.
That was going to be my question. What about the hummingbirds? So it doesn't harm them or anything?
Nope, it doesn't bother them at all.
And it opens up their nasal passages.
Well, they get a benefit there, yeah.
Yeah, right?
So there you go.
There you are. Michelle, she said peppermint plants are also good to keep the carpenter bees away. So you just have peppermint plants on the outside of the house.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah. And then Daniel texted and said, okay, here's what you do. You leave those old nests up because they're so territorial. They're not going to build where they think another hive is.
Yeah, however, you've got to live with what's in there.
I wonder if there's a way to, I hate to say kill off like what's happening in there.
Relocate them to another area.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It could be heaven.
It could be heaven. I'd be kind of okay with that. But, maybe that works. Kristen texted. She said people have even made fake nests by crocheting them.
What?
Yeah.
Like yarn or something?
Yes. And then it looks like the hive, but I don't know, like, if they're smelling the yarn or, like, what. But she said also you can go back, like somebody had said, to just leave it the empty nest once, I guess, they move out or whatever. But you spray it and kill them, and then you leave that, or relocate, sorry. And then you leave.
She already said it.
I know. And then you leave the nest up there, and that'll keep them away.
Interesting.
Okay.
I had no idea. Tammy is here at 800-447-7234.
You can actually blow up a brown paper bag like a lunch bag, or, we don't get brown paper bags anymore, so you have to get those lunch bags. But blow that up and hang it in the area where you don't want the bees. They are territorial. They'll think that it's another bee's hive.
Really? A brown paper bag?
So I'm going to have Food Lion bags hanging all over my house to keep them away.
Yeah.
This is personal experience?
No, I read it on Facebook. I saw a little thing about it. It says hints and tips, and it said that because they're territorial, if you hang that up, they'll think it's another nest.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
A lot of graduations have happened over the last couple of weeks. Some still about to happen. So Charles was one of those graduates, and he had somebody really special that graduated along with him. Her name is Ashton. In fact, she's a family member of Charles.
Oh, okay.
She is going to be headed to college, and what she wants to do is become an ultrasound technician, which I think is really cool.
Okay, so this is high school graduation.
Yes, high school graduation.
Nice.
So Charles, he has some other things in mind. Maybe, getting a new blanket. He's going to be enjoying some time down, some off time. Really going to open up the summer and even into the fall.
You
not
make
doing
it
a whole
sound
lot.
like he's a 5-year-old.
He's 99.
He
graduated
Wait a minute.
high school with his great-granddaughter.
His great-granddaughter, 99, and did he
he was in the military.
Yeah?
And he did not, just like my dad did when he was in the military, he did not finish his high school education before he went. And so he was given the opportunity. He served in World War II, this guy did. But he was given the opportunity to get his high school diploma.
Did he go to the senior year? Did he go to high school or did he do a GED?
He went to high school, got his GED, and this is what this organization helped him do. But he got to graduate in the same class as his great-granddaughter.
That's wonderful.
I know. So, there's going to be a senior trip for her, and his is going to look a little different.
This almost could be a Happy Gilmore, only cleaned up with Grandpa doing the senior year
Kind
at
of.
high school. That would have been pretty cool.
That would be a fun movie. Yes, cleaned up.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you remember the days of scratch and sniff.
Yes.
Liz does.
Yes.
I think Scott remembers scratch and sniff.
Oh, yes, I sure do.
Jake and Ninja, scratch and sniff. Do you even know about this?
I had stickers growing up. I always liked the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
Did it smell like oranges?
It did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the fruity one smelled really good.
The what?
The fruity ones.
Oh, I thought she said something totally different.
No, not the duty ones.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. What'd you say, Jake?
I said they still make them.
They do. Oh, I didn't know that.
For kids and like in school and the stickers, as Ninja was saying.
They have a postage stamp in France that's a scratch and sniff now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's supposed to smell like a bakery or something like that.
Like a bakery?
Yeah, it smells like a bakery item. I don't ask me how to pronounce the name. It's some lottie-dottie thinky thing. I don't know.
A baguette?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a baguette.
Well, if you know, then speak up. Is it a baguette?
It's a baguette.
Okay.
Which is
I
a
have no idea what that is.
crusty French bread. I wonder if it smells like a hot, fresh out of the
See,
oven.
Scott is so into scratch and sniff.
Yeah.
You know what I love? I love the popcorn, the pizza. When I was a kid, that's what motivated me to do well in school was I get one of those little scratch and sniffs. Grape job, with a grape. It smelled like a grape. You'd scratch it. All kinds of neat ones on my papers.
That's
I love
all
those.
it takes to motivate Scott is a scratch and sniff.
Secrets out.
Hold on, let me get on Amazon.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Here's a pineapple. I don't know how much you spend for pineapple. It seems to be expensive in stores, right?
Well, yeah, unless they're on sale. We got one over the weekend. It was like $2.99.
Oh, really? Well, $299.
$2.99.
Oh, that's a lot cheaper than what they're selling in California. There's a whole pineapple that they are selling for $395, which is a little more than what a person makes a week in California.
That is ridiculous. It's a new one, I guess, called Ruby Glow. I mean, it better make my entire mouth set on fire, like glowing, like something. I would never pay that. Why would you pay almost $400 for a pineapple?
I wouldn't pay that much.
I would not pay $10 for a pineapple, quite honestly.
No.
And I love them.
She pays $2.95.
You know what? I do.
$2.95.
In fact, you can go to the grocery store and have them already cored and sliced up and chunked up like fresh ones. I will not pay that convenience cost because it's like maybe $6 a pound or
is
something
it
like
really?
that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Just because they go ahead and core it and it makes your job a little easier, but not happening.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I'm glad you're along with us. It's Rob and Liz in the morning on his radio.
So the Superman movies from back in the day, and I guess 80s, maybe early 90s, something like that.
That was Christopher Reeves, right?
Christopher Reeve.
Oh, Reeve.
Christopher Reeve.
I always put an S at the end of that. I
You know
don't
why?
No.
Because the original Superman that was on television was played by Christopher Reeves.
The dude back in the 50s or 60s or something like
before,
that?
yeah, before my time, before your time, but Christopher Reeves, and so that's why I think we get those kind of
That makes
confused
sense.
sometimes. So
Okay.
this guy, he was, man, I mean, people look to him as a great specimen of the human body, right? Because he was this big guy, muscular, he was Superman. Well, he was involved in an accident where he ended up being paralyzed.
Fell off a horse, right?
Yes, exactly. And so now there is a documentary that's going to be in theaters later on this year. I believe it's in September, where they're going to follow his career. And then, of course, after the accident. And he was such a big proponent of helping people with, that may have that same type of disability, and getting them the recognition and help that they need.
Quite the inspiration to so many people.
He really was. And I know that, he had money and resources that allowed him to have certain things to help him along the way.
Yeah, but he couldn't move his arms or legs.
No. And I think at the end of his life, he even had a hard time verbalizing. And so, again, with his money and resources, he was able to, but he was out speaking up to help get help for others that may be in the same situation. And so the documentary is going to kind of follow along some of those things.
I'm glad that there's somebody that's still keeping his legend and legacy alive.
Alive. His family, rallied around him, and he was known as just, this gentle giant almost in even Hollywood. And so his friends also are pushing. It's only going to be in theaters like 2 days, but I'm sure it's going to be streaming.
It'll stream somewhere.
Yeah, after that.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I never knew this, but they call that dream scrolling.
I didn't know it had a term, but I will say I will click on something, I will scroll, I will put things in my shopping cart, and then I back out slowly.
Right?
I want it. There's things I want.
I was reading that some people spend like a couple hours a day dream scrolling.
I don't know if I spend that much time, but
I know I don't.
I'll see, if I'm on Insta or something like that and I'm scrolling around, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me see how much that is.
And I also read in the same thing that it's for the most part, it's useful for some people. It sounds like a waste of time to me. I'm like, you scrolling, looking at things because it gives them a goal financially to obtain to do. And so they're mainly just scrolling and looking and dreaming and not buying impulse. Like an impulsive thing.
Yeah.
It's not an impulsive buy. Rather than just like Liz just said, put it in the shopping cart and then you save enough money to actually buy it.
Sometimes if you do that, then you'll get like a little teasy flirt email that's like, hey, we saw you scrolling. Hey, come back and we'll give you 20% off.
Oh, Amazon does that all the
Yes,
time.
all the time. So, but if it's going to save you money, I am the queen of the backing out of the purchase, online and trying to get it at a better price, but I leave so much stuff in my cart. And if you can back out, if you can not impulse buy, that's great. And I can see that it would be something to
Something
attain.
like that. Like one thing that I'm trying to save some money for, because I pay for cash for anything that I want for myself. And so since I do that, I save. I got like a couple of $100. I'm trying to get a weight rack for my garage.
Oh,
so I can do
okay.
squats and things like that.
I guess I thought Rob had one.
I do not. I do have like a spin bike, and I
Yes.
do have a treadmill, and I have a bunch of dumbbells.
Mm-hmm.
So
but you
I
want
use
somewhere
that.
to put them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So, just here's what I would say. Just go on, find the one you like, and then back out slowly.
Oh, boy.
They'll come after you.
I've been backing out a lot.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you've seen this. It almost sounds like a movie to me. How this grandpa and a little baby squirrel have friended each other. Now they spend a ton of time together. It sounds like a movie, a kid's movie.
It does, really, and it should be. Maybe they'll turn it into a little book for kids and then eventually some sort of animated movie. But it's such a sweet little relationship. And squirrels, not really known to be pets so much, but every
No.
now and then, that will happen.
And so he's brought in this squirrel. He feeds the squirrel, even out of his little thermos.
I know Grandma's
you know?
not happy about it.
No. Who would?
I think she's wrapping her brain around it now, but at first she's like, "You're doing what now? With a what now?"
Exactly.
Oh my god! My mom had a little pet squirrel. When we called it a pet, didn't come in the house, but
Okay.
she would feed it, and his name was Hugo. She called him Hugo because he was a large squirrel, and I think it was because she fed him all the time. But he would show up just about every day. So yeah, I think this definitely needs to be a kids movie.
Right. There was one day that my wife and I were walking out at a park, and there was a squirrel that was on. It was one of those kind of boardwalk kind of things out on a lake.
Mm.
And so there was a squirrel that was on the handrail, and she thought she had some food. She goes, "Oh, I'm going to feed this little thing." I said, "Don't you do that." He goes, "Oh, no." Thing bit her finger.
You have to go get a rabies test and all that?
Uh-huh,
Oh, my goodness.
yeah. A little nip.